Hey everybody, I'm Natalie Bencivenga.
And I'm Leandra Mira, and this is our presentation on heating up. So Heating Up is an intergenerational show focused on plant-based cooking and discussions about climate change. Our guests are leaders in their fields and communities, all based around the Pittsburgh area. We've covered a wide range of topics: food waste, environmental racism, fracking, and children's health in relation to pollution. All of this while sharing a meal with people we're lucky to call our neighbors and our friends.
Yeah, and it's been such an honor and a pleasure to get to do this project with Leandra Mira. I first met her several years ago, actually. I interviewed her back in the journalism days, and we just sort of kept in contact. And coming up on a year ago, we decided we wanted to join forces and combine this topic on environmental justice and social justice with plant-based cooking and look at it from the perspective of an activist and a journalist.
Actually, a fun fact is that we came up with this and started this on my birthday in 2020, and it will be launching August 17th, my birthday of 2021. So it's literally an exact year ago.
Like a full circle.
Full circle.
No, and we're so excited to share with everyone some of these plant-based recipes. I've been plant-based now for 11 years. And so a lot of these came just from having to learn to cook, because 11 years ago, it was not as easy or as fun to eat as plant-based as it is now. And a lot of the recipes as well come from Leandra's heritage in her kitchen. So we're so excited to share with people. Some of my favorites were, of course, the vegan mac and cheese, the tacos that you see in the plant-based soup, the black bean soup, and of course, Leandra's lemongrass curry was a fan favorite.
So I started out on my climate journey with doing weekly climate strikes attached to the Fridays for Future movement. I would sit outside at the Pittsburgh City County building every Friday for 4 to 5 hours and skip school, or strike from school, better said. And I remember very early on, I realized there's so many amazing people in Pittsburgh, in Western PA, doing amazing work already. I'm definitely, and everyone knows this, but I'm definitely not the first Pittsburgher to be environmentally aware. And I very quickly learned that, because as I was doing these strikes, every week I'd have people coming and introducing themselves to me as pediatricians focusing on children's health, or people giving fracking tours in their community, and taking politicians on a like a bar crawl of fracking pads and just showing them this is how they dump their wastewater right in our backyards. This is how it affects our homes and how it moves cement. And so I remember early on, I wanted to do some type of project highlighting the people that I was meeting and the people of Western PA and their amazing stories. So it's been really, really great to have those community leaders and those community experts on this show to share their information, not only with us, because it's Natalie and I are getting a college degree in climate change, but also with you guys, and sharing that that knowledge and wisdom on a larger platform.
Yeah, absolutely. I echo everything that Leandra said, and I just want to add some of the names. So you'll see Leah Lizarondo, who's up on the screen right here, and she's the CEO of 412 Food Rescue, with Greg Austin, who works with the Good Food Project. We also interviewed plant-based lifestyle medicine Dr. Natalie Gentili, who's actually our consultant on the show as we share all of the great medicinal properties of plants. We have artist and activist Ashley Cecil. We have state rep Summer Lee. So we have such a wide variety of experiences and stories that we cannot wait to share with everybody. And of course, we want to thank our supporters in the community. I just mentioned 412 Food Rescue. They've been so awesome and so supportive. We actually were able to film the food section of the show in their kitchen, the Millville Food and Energy Hub, which was really cool to be in a no waste kitchen space. And of course, the Heinz Endowments has been amazing. We've had other community partners. So we're really thrilled to have this kind of level of support from Pittsburgh.
So here is a little sneak peek of our show, Heating Up.
Hey everyone, I'm Natalie Bencivenga. And I'm Leandra Mira, and this is Heating Up. That's right, this is the show that explores the intersection between the foods that we love to make and the conversations that we need to be having around social justice and climate change. So sit back and relax while we make comfort foods that are good for you and good for the planet. God, I'm never going to get tired of saying that. So, hey everyone.
It like warms my heart every time we see it.
It makes it feel so real. I mean, it's crazy.
Amazing. So yeah, we are so thrilled. Like Leandra said, it's kismet actually that we are launching on her 20th birthday, the big 20. On August 17th, we're going to be having a premiere party that Repair the World is helping us launch. So we're so excited. That'll be in East Liberty. Stay tuned for details. But of course, it's going to be streaming on YouTube for 10 weeks. It's a 10-episode run with each episode launching each week. And you can also keep up with us on Instagram, on Facebook, TikTok with the Heating Up Show handle. We're going to be sharing behind the scenes footage. We're going to be sharing bonus footage, recipes, all sorts of fun stuff leading up to the premiere and throughout the run of the show. So we can't wait to really heat this show up with all of you. We're so excited.
And I'd love to just say before we get into questions, you know, this moment really reminds me why we started with this project. And the goal for this project was creating a really vibrant community, or establishing a really vibrant community in Western PA where we could all sort of join together and have a coalition and just have an archive of our knowledge and have everyone get connected. So this is sort of really exciting that we're finally launching this, because this is like a way for you guys to connect with us, but also us to connect with you guys, which is really what we want to be doing, because we are always trying to learn more, and we can only learn more if we learn from you guys. So yeah.
Awesome. So Leandra, you put a call out and we got a few questions today. Would you like to read some of them?
Let me pull.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question, Natalie?
Sure.
Where can we watch Heating Up?
Okay, like we said, it's going to be shared on YouTube. We have a Heating Up Show page, so you can check that out. It's going to launch August 17th. For the links and all that information, you can follow us on our different social media handles on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and you can be in the loop that way as well.
I have another question for you.
Okay.
What's the best beginner plant-based meal?
What I loved about doing Heating Up together, Leandra, because Leandra, you're plant-based-ish, so I thought it was really fun to like go through these recipes with you in particular. But I think for any beginner, start with carbs, because that's what everybody loves. So the mac and cheese, which is our premiere episode, is sunflower seed based, the sauce, which may sound crazy, but stay with us because it's affordable, it's delicious, and it's full of nutrition, but it won't taste like that. So check that out.
What I'll say, I mean, this is a really teenager thing to say, so I'm sorry, but I have breakfast food for every meal all day long.
Yes.
Oatmeal is so, like, there's so many foods that you don't realize are plant-based that you when you were young. I would say, I mean, I have my favorite beginner plant-based meal, but that's such a broad, because everyone's beginner is so different. Everyone has different like backgrounds, different cultures. So it's easy for me to have like rice and beans, because I was having that since I was little. And
that's episode 2. We're going to share your Cuban staple.
That is episode 2. But
yes.
But also just like look at what you love and what you eat all the time. And as Natalie loves to say,
go ahead, say it.
Veganize it.
That's right.
So, that's what I'll say for answering that. Okay. Should we answer one about electric vehicles?
Sure. Someone asked it.
Okay. We have to give the people what they want.
We do. Who are we to deny them?
Okay. I will say disclaimer. Natalie and I are not experts on electric vehicles or transportation. So this is just opinion, not facts. And unfortunately, we didn't have a guest to talk about electric vehicles. Maybe season 2. but not season 1, unfortunately. So let me pull it up. Should the government make a greater push in making electric vehicles more affordable?
So, you know, we've talked about electric vehicles on set though, because I always bring up that my dad, since the 1960s, he sat on a panel that talked about electric vehicles. So this is not like this new concept, oh, the electric vehicle. This has been around for decades and decades. So I always think it's great to utilize the government to incentivize people to do things that are good for them. So not punishing people for not doing it, but giving them a reward for doing it. I think that's the positive side of government and the things that it can do to encourage new behaviors that are better for the planet as a whole. So absolutely, I think why shouldn't there be tax credits or some kind of, you know, give out in a sense in terms of a stipend or something if people are looking to buy perhaps their first car. Maybe that could be a way to get people enticed to buy an electric vehicle and make it more affordable. But also beyond that, I mean, I think there's things that we could be doing to enhance our infrastructure and green it, if you will, you know, bringing back like the trolleys around the city. Those ran on cable lines and those didn't use any gas. So there's so many ways that the government could get involved locally and nationally that it could entice people and encourage us to use this infrastructure. But that ties back into putting your money where your mouth is. So we've got to invest in green infrastructure as well. What do you think, Leandra?
I definitely agree. I mean, I am the worst at answering these types of questions because I go into a like 2-hour-long rant isn't the right word because it isn't angry. It's just like venting. What I will say is that I think, of course, there's definitely a need for electric transportation and electric transportation becoming more accessible. And that with the government system that we have right now, it is their duty to incentivize people and to do everything in their power to move us in the direction where humanity will not go extinct, which means that we will have to stop burning fossil fuels. Unfortunately, I know it's a shocker, you guys.
We talk about that a lot on the show too. We have guests that speak to fracking from a personal experience and also from more of the industry experience and the mapping as well. So I think it sort of ties all back together in terms of how are we going to move forward, both individually, but also on a corporate level, on a government level. It's not just put on us, the individual. These are larger systems that have to be addressed.
Yeah, and I remember in 2019, I attended a private meeting for this one organization at the time that I was working for. I think that it was 350 Pittsburgh, and we had these 3 young women come in. They had just graduated university a couple of years before, and they worked in Pennsylvania in renewable energy, but they weren't working for like green energy corporations. They were working for some type of oversight board that was doing all the research and statistics on like the economic side of energy in the state of Pennsylvania. And so it was sort of like, I mean, I don't think anything is ever completely without bias, but it was sort of like hearing from people that if these findings were that fossil fuels were more financially efficient than green energy, they would have said that. But what they were pretty much saying was that all the way back in 2019, it was cheaper to move to renewables and move to green energy. So at this point, it's sort of like, it just doesn't make sense for us to continue to invest in technology that is obsolete and will continue to become more and more obsolete. And I guess going back to government incentives, another example of something that I think should be incentivized by government, whether it's local, state, national, is like LEED certified buildings, like helping people and helping businesses set up buildings in a way where it's better insulated and energy efficient and all of those things. So that sort of ties into the electric vehicles, because I definitely do believe that it's the government's role to, like, whether it's through educational campaigns or whatever it is. Get people aware and get people doing
motivated.
Yeah, motivated and also empowered. Like empower people to do it, you know? There was a study where they gave people stars if their homes were more energy efficient. And so more people, I think it was in the state of California, more people started doing things like turned off the water, unplugged appliances if they weren't using it. And it wasn't that they were telling people, oh, it'll be cheaper. They were just like giving people ranks and giving them little stars because we like to feel good about ourselves.
I mean, I think you're really encompassing. We're going to be talking about all of these issues and more on the show. So you're definitely going to want to check out the premiere on August 17th. We're so excited.
Definitely. Do we have time for one more question? Do you want to answer one more?
Sure.
Is there a correlation between air pollution and systemic racism in Pittsburgh?
So I don't want to actually answer this because I want people to tune in to talk to the experts on this topic, because we do have people on the show that dive into this topic from different angles, and I want to give them something to sort of tease that out with. So yes, we do discuss this correlation. We discuss environmental racism in several of the episodes in different ways. So you'll have to stay tuned, because I know I learned so much more than I thought I had already knew, but I was just barely scratching the surface. Mm-hmm. And so when I got to really dig into these issues and understand what's really going on in our communities around us, you're not going to want to miss those conversations.
Not at all. And I think that was a great question to end on, because it really brings us, I think it's like 3 or 4 guests that we have that touch on it, because it's so hard not to touch on it in a city like Pittsburgh, which routinely ranks top 5 in the nation for worst air quality. But yeah, back to the show. I mean, I can't wait to share it with you guys. I can't wait for this to go live. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this press conference and hearing from us. Natalie, do you have anything to say to wrap this up?
It's been such an honor and a pleasure to get to work with you on this and get to have this experience together. And we really look forward to sharing with everyone all of these delicious plant-based meals that we hope that will activate you in your own home and help you think about ways that you can reduce your carbon footprint, and also get you interested in the conversations that we're having as well. So thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.